A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a compelling announcement that has caught the attention of political observers and the general public alike, former White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre is set to release her new book, Independent, A Look Inside a Broken White House, outside the party lines, this October. The book promises to provide an insider's perspective on President Biden's decision not to seek re-election and advocates for a departure from the traditional two-party system. Jean-Pierre, who made history as the first Black woman and openly gay individual to hold the position of White House Press Secretary, has recently changed her political affiliation to Independent, signaling a significant shift in her political identity after years of service in Democratic administrations. This change comes on the heels of her tenure in the Biden administration, where she succeeded Jen Psaki in 2022 and previously served as Deputy Press Secretary and a senior advisor during Biden's successful 2020 campaign. In a statement released on Wednesday, Jean-Pierre reflected on her journey from serving as the voice of the president to becoming a private citizen. Until January 20th, I was responsible for speaking on behalf of the President of the United States, she stated. At noon on that day, I became a private citizen who, like all Americans and many of our allies around the world, had to contend with what was to come next for our country. Her book aims to dissect the events leading up to Biden's decision to withdraw his candidacy for a second term, as well as the perceived betrayal by the Democratic Party that influenced this choice. The announcement from Legacy Lit, the book's publisher, promises that readers will gain insight into the rampant disinformation and misinformation that has plagued recent elections, along with a passionate call for a more strategic and creative approach to political engagement. Jean-Pierre has been a vocal defender of President Biden throughout her time in the White House, often confronting questions regarding his fitness for office. Critics have pointed to her evasive responses during press briefings, particularly when addressing concerns about Biden's physical condition. However, she has maintained that Biden is capable of fulfilling the demands of the presidency. In a recent Instagram video, Jean-Pierre elaborated on her motivations for writing the book, expressing a desire to provide a path forward for Americans feeling disillusioned by the current political climate under the Trump administration. What I have decided to do, and I really have thought long and hard about this, is to follow my own compass, she stated. That's what I've done, and that's what this book does. She urged Americans to transcend partisan divides, emphasizing the importance of collaboration and respect for diverse communities. The way that I see moving forward in this space that we're in right now is if you are willing to stand side by side with me, regardless of how you identify politically, and as long as you respect the communities that I belong to, and vulnerable communities that I respect, I will be there with you. I will move forward with you, she said. The book is expected to be a candid exploration of the inner workings of the Biden administration during a particularly tumultuous period, including the 3 weeks that led to the president's decision to abandon his re-election bid. Jean-Pierre's insider perspective promises to shed light on the challenges faced by the Democratic Party and the broader implications for American politics. As the political landscape continues to evolve, Jean-Pierre's shift to an independent stance in her forthcoming book may resonate with a growing number of Americans who are disenchanted with the conventional two-party system. With calls for a more inclusive and creative approach to governance, Independent could serve as a rallying cry for those seeking to navigate the complexities of contemporary politics. While several other books have been published about the Biden administration and the 2024 election, Jean-Pierre's unique perspective as a former press secretary adds a layer of authenticity to her narrative. As the release date approaches, all eyes will be on Jean-Pierre to see how her insights and experiences shape the ongoing conversation about the future of American politics and the potential for a more independent-minded electorate. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.